starters, a 5'8", 156-pound sophomore, will start at one of the end spots. Zach Egger, a 6', 164-pound sophomore, the other end. The quarterback is Sam Bossert. Again, we won't belabor the fact, but the coach called him a redshirt freshman because he was hurt after a couple of games last year, back and really starting his second game, perhaps third game of his high school career. Sam Bossert is 5'10", he's 163, and a junior. Emmanuel Soto, a guy they missed big last week, 5'9", 170. He's a running back, and he's a linebacker, and he's as valuable on defense as he is on offense, according to the coach. James Martin is the other running back. He's a big guy, 5'1", 186. He is a senior. Casey Almquist anchors the offensive line. He's 5'10", 184. They got a couple of big hosses up there. Alex Egger is another offensive lineman, 5'9", 175, the other guard. We catch some of the stats on these other guys. Brandon Thompson, 5'10", 280, and a junior. Matt Dvorak, a 5'10", 201 senior. Zach Mayhew, 6'5", and 304. And Adam Anderson is the tight end. He's 6'3", and 170 pounds. So there's bulk up front for Wood River. They have to match up with the quickness for Kearney Catholic, and conversely, Kearney Catholic has to account for all that bulk up front, both offensively and defensively. They're going to, especially when they're trying to move at the line of scrimmage on offense, they're going to have their hands full moving that bulk around there. So that's the starting lineup for the Wood River Eagles on offense. Now on defense, what they're going to do is they will have Jeff Harders in as one of the defensive backs, as Zach, he'll be going in place of Bossert as one of the substitutes as a defensive back. Adam Oakleaf likewise comes in as a DB on defense. Casey Almquist and James Martin remain in as linebacker and defensive end. Brandon Thompson stays in as a defensive lineman, as do Dvorak and Mayhew. And Ty Dubs comes in as a defensive end on defense. Adam Anderson sits as far as the starting defense is concerned for the Wood River Eagles. We are hearing the introduction of the Kearney Catholic Stars, and their crowd is here. They draw a great crowd every night. There's a good contingent from Wood River here. They brought a bus, it looks like. And so it ought to be another great high school. I don't know the extent of how he got it or whatever, but Coach Bernie Madison said he's in good form tonight. And he has a cannon on him as far as the leg is concerned, and he will tee it up, and he will go from south to north for the opening kickoff. Last week, Gothenburg got no run back. Every kick went into the end zone. Of course, in high school ball, you cannot run it out of the end zone, so every one was a touchback for Carnahan last week.
Keep working it. Well, you got a great weapon in that if you can get it. I mean, that starts your defense deep in their territory, and then on offense, if you can get anything over 30 yards in high school, is a pretty good field goal.
Well, and also he'll get a deep kick. Even going against the wind, he'll get deeper probably than the opposition would normally get on a week-in, week-out basis. I don't obviously know much about the kicker for Wood River, so we'll just have to wait and see. Punting last week was not a strong point for Kearney Catholic. That was probably the weakest aspect of their game. They had a couple go off the side of the foot, but outside of that, I mean, if that's all you got to say about the game, that's high praise, actually. Great way to bad punts, but that's about it.
Great way to capitalize a scoring drive is to make them go 80 yards.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so they line it up. Carnahan standing at his own 30-yard line. He's a sidewinder, right-footed kicker. Kearney Catholic all in green tonight. Wood River in white with purple pants, and the ball goes out of the end zone, and they'll set it up at the 20-yard line. Under center for Wood River will be sophomore Sam Bossart, 5'10", 165-pound quarterback for the Wood River Eagles. We're just underway. Carnahan has put the ball in the end zone for a touchback. Two wideouts for Wood River, split to each side. Tight end to to the left side. Under center is Bossart. He's back to pass right away, looking downfield for Anderson. It's intercepted. Bryce Wilchin has it at the 20, the 15, fights inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. So right out of the box, they turn it over, and that's exactly what Wood River cannot do.
We do got a flag on the play, though. I think it was after the interception, though.
He was looking for his big tight end, Adam Anderson, the 6'3", 170-pound sophomore, and he was off the mark, and Bryce Wilchin stepped right in there, got it at about the 25 and worked it down to just inside the 15-yard line. So Bryce Wilchin, who had 214 on offense last week, starts out with a bang on defense this week for Kearney Catholic. There's a hold against Kearney Catholic. That was on the run back, though, so the turnover stands.
Yep, that's correct.
And the Stars have a 1st and 10 just outside their own 30, the Wood River 30-yard line. Compton at quarterback. He's in the shotgun. He's got Wilchin back there with him. Reisinger goes in motion to the left. Back to pass. Compton sprints to his left. Fires it out. Complete to Cover. Cover has it and dances down the sideline. He cuts inside and gets into about the 15-yard line where the original run back by Wilchin was. I believe he's darn close to that. And it is a 1st down and 1st and 10 to go about the 15-yard line of Wood River. So Wood River's defense being put to the test right off the bat. What they didn't want to do, they did, and that was committed turnover. This time Compton is under center. He's got wideouts, 2 wideouts each side. Wilchin in the backfield, single setback. Takes the pitch right side. Wilchin finds a cutback at the 10, 5. Touchdown, Bryce Wilchin. 5th touchdown of the year for Bryce Wilchin. And the Stars go quickly on top, 6-0 with only 40 seconds gone in the first period of play. 11:20 to go in the first period. Kearney Catholic 6, Wood River nothing. Carnahan is in to try the extra point. They spot the ball at about the 10. Carnahan 2 steps back from that. On the left side of the holder, up, the right footer puts it through, and he's got plenty of distance. It goes, you see the distance on that extra point. It went almost to the fence surrounding Miles Field. And so with 11:20 remaining in the first period of play, your score is 7-0, Kearney Catholic on top.
What a way to start a game for Wood River. Looking for an upset.
Big way to start for Kearney Catholic, and it certainly did look like the concentration is there. If there was one question mark, it was would they squander the big win over Gothenburg last week and not get up for Wood River this week. So far, it doesn't look like that's the case. And Carnahan is going to tee the ball up once again from the 40-yard line. The wind is kind of gusty, but generally speaking, it's strong out of the south. Old Glory is standing out straight, pointing north in the south end zone. And the Stars are huddling at the 35. They come out tight, and then they spread out as they get into kick formation. Carnahan breaks him, and he's back at his own 30-yard line. The ball teed up at the 40. The ball has behaved itself, staying on the tee despite the strong wind. And we're underway again. Carnahan gives it a lot of leg again. And in the end zone, Martin lets it go out of bounds. Check that. Jake Wissing lets it go out of bounds. He was back in the single return formation. And again, no one has run a ball back this year on Jeff Carnahan.
Well, I'm not sure you want to if you're going to get it.
So if there were 7 touchdowns last week, plus the opening kickoff, what's that, 8 or 9? Now this would be like 11. No one has run back one play. Under center is Bossard now as Wood River has it at 1st and 10 at the 20. He hands it off into the line, and the handoff goes to Soto, and he doesn't get much. No, it isn't either. It's James Martin, the fullback, and Martin struggles forward to about the 21 or 2-yard line. It'll be 2nd down, and a short 8, long 7 yards to go for the Wood River Eagles. As they break the huddle, Center comes up over the ball. That's Alex Egger, 5'9", 175-pound freshman. Again, a lot of youth on this Wood River Ball Club. They're going to be good in a couple of years with a lot of experience. Bossert fakes the handoff, rolls to his left, fires downfield, intended for Danny Powell, and Powell cannot get there. The 6'2", 166-pound sophomore was led by, maybe 10, 15 feet farther than he should have been. That was against the wind. The ball didn't carry with the wind. It was against the wind. That brings up a third down. 7 yards to go for Wood River. And again, the center comes out, stands over the ball, and the Eagles follow suit. Under center is Bossert, single back in the backfield with I formation in the backfield with him. Two wide receivers, a mix-up at the line of scrimmage. Pressure comes through, and he's smothered in the backfield. A host of Kearney Catholic stars are there, including, I think, at the bottom of the pile, T.J. Norwood looked like he got to him first. And that brings up a fourth down. 8 yards to go. Wood River is in a punting situation. Back to return, Wilchin and Cover. They stand about midfield in twin safety. Punting for Wood River. And it's blocked. Whistling in the clock. It's blocked. And it goes into the end zone. Touchdown for Wood River. Is that Matt Reisinger on it? I think it was Matt Reisinger.
Bowman got the block.
Bowman got it. Bowman got the block. I think Reisinger covered. And so another unfortunate turn of events for Wood River, and it's already 13-0. We are not even 3 minutes into the ball game. Carnahan, extra point attempt is up and good. And Jeff converts 2 for 2 now, and it's 14-0 with 9:53 to go in the first period of play. Craig Eckert along with you, along with Nick Smith here on 1460 AM KKPR. Glad you could join us. Doug Duty is on the FM side tonight. He's got Ravenna hosting Gibbon. All sorts of good high school football all season long on KKPR AM and Power 99 FM. So it'll be Carnahan teeing the ball up one more time at the 40-yard line. And with 9:53 to go in the first period of play, Kearney Catholic is in control. A turnover, an interception, and the blocked punt, which is not technically a turnover. It's just unfortunate field position, especially when it rolls down to the goal line and it gets covered. Are we giving Reisinger the credit for falling on the ball? Okay, Matt Reisinger fell on the ball. Bowman, I think, got the block. And so Matt, who was out with an injury last week, is back and makes it happen on specialty teams by falling on the ball in the end zone. So the third kickoff of the evening for Carnahan. With the Stars on top, 14-0. There it goes. It's a high kick, goes into the end zone, and Whistling will not be able to handle it. And Carnahan remains perfect as far as putting the ball into the end zone and touchback, unofficially touchback number 12 on the season. I don't know if they keep that statistic or not. As some specialty team coach at some college is probably keeping that statistic.
Well, if you try to return it, you'll help his numbers. You'll get it 9 yards in the end zone,
yeah.
So you'll get it less than the 20 even.
That's pretty amazing. Okay, Wood River breaks the huddle. Bossert is no longer the quarterback. Shane Smith, it looks like, is in. He's a freshman quarterback. Shane Smith takes over for Bossert, and he hands off straight into the line, and he's buried by a number of Kearney Catholic defenders. Martin was the ball carrier on that, and it looked like Norwood was in there, as well as I think Simpson also, if you want to give preliminary credit, but essentially it was a swarm of green uniforms on top of Martin that time. As they break the huddle, two wides to the right. I formation in back of Smith. Smith calls out the signal, takes a snap, fakes a handoff. No, it does handoff into the line goes Martin, and he doesn't get much. And it may be a turnover here. We see the one beanbag come out indicating a change of possession, but it looks like they retain possession and will have now a third down and about 9 yards to go. The Wood River Eagles at their own 21-yard line, suffering one turnover and one block punt already this evening. The clock is ticking down. 8:45 to go in the first period of play. Down 14-0. Two wides to the right. Under center is Smith. Pitch, right side, and it's Martin again, and he is smothered by, among other people, John Bengston in on the tackle there for the Stars. And so they go back 5 yards, and it's fourth down, 15 yards to go. And Wissing is into the ball game to do the kicking. Twin safeties again are Cover and Wilchin. They got to do a better job of protecting that kicker. Wissing standing at about the goal line. Whistle sounds as the ball is snapped. No play. Timeout taken by Kearney Catholic. So your score is 14-0 with 8:05 remaining in the first period of play. And
taking all the pressure off of having a letdown this game.
Yeah, there's no letdown here for the Stars, the way it looks right now. And you just really hate to pile it on Wood River because there's so much youth here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I said I was going to do this 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 out of 40-some players are ninth graders on this. And so, you know, you take your licks and you come back in a few years and all of a sudden you're the bully on the block, right? Especially the fact that even though they're young, they're not small. I mean, it isn't like they're little kids out there. But it's tough.
Every game's a learning experience.
It will be. And again, what you got to do is you got to move the chains when you can. Every series now, they can say, look, this is a good ball club you're up against. Every time we get a first down is something we can build on. All right, Wissing now back into punt formation. Gets the snap. Good snap. No block this time. Wilchin going for the ball at the 40. Has it at the 35, 30, 25, and he's stacked up at the 20-yard line. Bryce Wilchin gets inside the 20. And he is finally tackled there by Alex Egger, the 5'9" freshman.
He's going to be something.
Wilchin,
young guys. He's one of the young guys starting on the experienced offensive line.
Alex Egger, yeah. Compton under center has trips to the right side. That's Cover and Reisinger and Pierce. Wilchin's lone setback on the other side is Nickman. Handoff goes to Wilchin. Bryce dances around the line of scrimmage, and he's stopped right there. Wood River that time stiffens on defense, and it'll be second down and 10 to go as the ball remains at about the 20-yard line of Wood River. 7:41 remaining in the first period. Clock is ticking. Reisinger comes out of the ball game as one of the wings. And in for Kearney Catholic is Tyler Bryson. He's one of the trips right. Nickman is split left. Wilchin, the single setback. Shotgun formation. Compton barks the signals. Back to pass. Looking downfield. Trying to find Nickman. And he overshoots him in the end zone. Incomplete. Coverage on the play for Wood River by Adam Oakleaf, the 5'8", 165-pound senior. He's one of the old guys out there. And Pierce comes out of the ball game for the Stars. And they've got a new wide receiver in for Kearney Catholic, and that is Scott Wemhoff. He's farthest on the trips right. Nickman still the single wide receiver to the left. As Compton rolls to his right, looking downfield, finding Wemhoff, has a first down and then some, and gets down to about the 5-yard line. With 7:08 to play in the first period of play, the Stars are knocking on the door again. They've got a first down goal to go at the 5-yard line.
Again, pressure on him is just a second too late.
Well, they roll him pretty well, and they seem comfortable with that motion offense, putting him in the pocket in motion. Like I said last week, the most trouble they had was when he dropped back and just tried to pass it. trips to the left this time. Single set wide receiver to the right side. Compton takes the center. He flips it out. Has a man, and into the end zone. Touchdown is Tyler Bryson. Bryson took it over in the left flat and brought it into the end zone. Tyler Bryson makes it 20-0. And the first touchdown pass of the evening and third of the season for Tyson Compton. Carnahan called in to do, you got to get overtime tonight.
Wonder what he thinks on an extra point.
Extra point is up, and it is good, but the distance that he gets just on an extra point is just amazing. You see some of these high school players that kind of dribbles over the crossbar when they get there. He's just got, he looks like a college kicker already, and I guess he's done some working out with the UNK people and gotten some pointers there. But with the score 21-0, 7:02 remaining in the first period of play, Kearney Catholic is in control. Wood River has substituted Shane Smith in for Sam Barsard as quarterback. And Carnahan will get the opportunity to kick off for the fourth time tonight with only half the first period remaining. The Wood River will go back on offense. And back to receive is Jake Wissing. He's a 6', 155-pound freshman. Another one of those 21 freshmen on the roster for Wood River. Keep in mind the roster is only about 40 men deep. Now, we're having some technical difficulties with the broadcast here tonight. We may have to disconnect, send you back for a moment to the studio, and then reconnect, but we'll be back with you, so hang in there if we do have to do that. Kick is up by Carnahan, and again, touchback as Wissing does not run it out. You can't run it out of the end zone in high school football, so if it's in the end zone and it's caught or goes through the end zone, it is a touchback. If it goes in the end zone and your team, the kicking team, recovers it, obviously it's a touchdown. So you want to keep control of the ball in the end zone, but you don't want to. They want us to disconnect? Is that what it is? Okay. We're going to disconnect here in just a little bit. The next break in the action, we'll disconnect and we'll reconnect. We're having some technical problems, and then we'll be back with you. But under center is Smith. The lefty shoots it out, intended for Zach Egger, the 6', 164-pound sophomore. It's incomplete. It'll be second down and 10 yards. Well, we were away. Another interception, and Blake Covert takes it all the way back for a touchdown, and it's now 27-0 with 6:03 remaining. We apologize for that break. We were having some technical difficulties back at the studios, and I think we are okay for the rest of the evening. Carnahan puts the ball up, and it's good, and it's 28-0. So with 6:03 to go in the first period of play, the Stars are already out by 28 points and we're going to take a break. We'll be back with the kickoff right after this timeout.
Misco Sports.
All right, we are back, and they're playing the Stones Start Me Up.
I think they've been jump-started.
I think they've been jump-started plenty. I think they probably ought to play a little Lovin' You by Minnie Riperton or something to slow things down. That's what I think they ought to do. 28-zip. Kearney Catholic with 6:03 to go in the first period of play. Craig Eckert, Nick Smith along with you. Glad you're with us tonight on 1460 AM. Ball goes entirely out of the end zone. That time, Wissing did not even get a hand on it. Went straight through the end zone, and Carnahan continues to kick.
Really enjoys kicking them out of the end zone.
He does. Talk about getting your kicks. Man knows what to do. Wood River now will have it 1st and 10 to go at the 20-yard line, and Shane Smith continues at the quarterback slot. The I-back. Pick up his number. I think the I-back is Tyler Lucas. Back to pass, and hitting first completion is Anderson, Smith to Anderson, and Adam Anderson picks up his first completion of the evening. The 6'3", 170-pound sophomore gains about 4.5 yards on the play. We'll call it 2nd down and a long 5, short 6 to go for Wood River. That's their longest gain of the evening. They just need to calm down and take it one play at a time from here on out. They're down by 28. They just need to do that. Stay within themselves as best they can. Under center and in motion, one-man motion to the left. Smith goes back to pass again, tries to find. The ball is short. I think it was knocked at the line of scrimmage by one of the stars. It might have been Ryan Kermosta who got his hand in the way. Josh Harders was the intended receiver over on the left side of the offense. 3rd down, and again, a long 5, short 6 yards to go. The clock stops with that one. We really, despite the gaudy score, not a whole lot of offensive statistics to tell you about for Kearney Catholic either, because they've only run, 3 plays from scrimmage, 4 plays from scrimmage. The rest have been on turnovers and block punts. Under center is Smith. A lot of jumping around. Kearney Catholic may have gone a step too far into the backfield. We'll see if they mark it off against Kearney Catholic or if there was Wood River movement. Offside against Kearney Catholic. First penalty of the evening. Second penalty of the evening against Kearney Catholic. They had a penalty for holding on the first turnover, an interception by Bryce Wilchin. Cover and Wilchin have each had 1 interception tonight. Matt Reisner fell on the football in the end zone on a blocked punt by Bowman, Michael Bowman, and the 3rd touchdown was a pass as it's moving on the Wood River line this time, and that'll probably put the ball back where it was originally. What they don't want to do is start losing their concentration here. They've got a long, long way to go.
You just want to kind of build confidence. Get something done here.
It's really hard. You know, you're talking youngsters who, at this particular age, are kind of hot-headed and independent anyhow. And then trying to tell them to calm down and take one thing at a time, sometimes it just doesn't happen. Jeff Harder's the I-back. Under center is Shane Smith. He's got wide receivers, 2 of them to the right side. Fakes the handoff to Southpaw Smith, rolling to his left. Fires intended for and completed to James Martin, but it is for essentially no gain back to the original line of scrimmage. And so it'll be 3rd down. Check that, 4th down, and still about 6 yards to go. So Kearney Catholic will send its twin safeties, Wilchin and Cover, back to receive the punt by Jake Wissing. Wissing's first punt was about a 25-yarder that Cover brought back about 15. And then they went in to score from there on the touchdown from Compton to Bryson. Wilchin takes the ball to the 50-yard line. 45, 40, 35, and he's put out of bounds at about the 25-yard line, and a flag is down.
Here we got 1. We got 2, actually.
Flag back right after he caught the ball, looks like, then another one. So we'll see. It could even be offsetting penalties. We may kick this baby over. We'll see. Both penalties are against Kearney Catholic. We got a hold and a block in the back against the Stars. So they pick up the flags, and now they do the math. Where are we going to be at? The first penalty is declined, I guess, by rule. They're not going to double penalize them. They take the block to the back, which is 15 yards from the spot of the infraction, and that puts the ball for the first time tonight. Kearney Catholic starts in its own territory, albeit very short yardage into its own territory. They're at their own 48-yard line. They got trips to the right. Single wide receiver is Nickman to the left. And the ball, Compton shooting downfield, intended for Reisinger. It's incomplete.
Well, the offense really hasn't had a chance to get in the flow of this game.
You know, that's really one of the hazards here. If Kearney Catholic comes out and doesn't get the kind of reps they want on offense. We were talking about that last week when they had the big lead on Gothenburg. When do you start substituting? Well, you have to have a certain number of reps or you're not going to be well coordinated for the next week. 4 wide receivers, 2 on each side. Wilchin the lone setback. Under center is Compton. Takes the snap, works his way down, reverses it to Cover. Cover on the reverse, goes back to his own 35 to the 40, 45, cross midfield, 45, 40. He's still on his feet to the 35, and he's pulled down there by Adam Oakley.
All the way to the 35-yard line.
So that was the reverse. Looked a little ugly there at times, but Blake Cover saved it and brought it good enough for first down yardage. Oakleaf in on the tackle there, and the ball is spotted just outside the 35-yard line, now in Wood River territory. 4:22 remaining, first period of play, 28-0, Kearney Catholic. Trips right, single setback is Wilchin. Wing back left side is Cover. Snap, Compton takes it himself. He's across the 30 inside to about the 28. Tyson Compton keeps it for the first time himself tonight. A flag is on the play as they stop the clock, and we'll find out what will happen.
I think you may have holding on the receiver. Yep. That's what's called.
Holding against Kearney Catholic. So that'll mark it back. Instead of 1st and 10, it goes back to the 40-yard line of Wood River as they wind up the clock again. First down, 15 yards to go now, as that negates the gain by Compton. Under center, Compton flips it out to Cover, left side. Cover has a little bit of running room down the left sideline, breaks a tackle, twists inside, and gets to about the 30-yard line. That'll be a pickup of close to 10 yards, and it'll set the ball just outside the 30, where it'll be second down, and we'll call it 5 or 6 yards to go for a first down. Clock running with 3:33 to go in the first period. Pierce comes out of the ball game. Back in is Wemhoff on the right side, as is Tyler Bryson. He's the slot man on the right. Cover the slot on the left. Wide out to the left side is Metzger, as Compton takes the snap and gets it out to Bryson. Bryson has the reception and falls forward to close to a first down, but I don't think quite enough. It'll be third down and short yardage. That's the first third down situation Kearney Catholic has faced tonight as well.
Third down and 1. Only got 1 yard to go. Do you spread it out, or?
Well, my guess is Wilchin. What do you think? Of course, that may be their guess, too. They might cross it up. Wide receivers both sides. Wing back is Simpson to the left. Pitches to Wilchin, and he works the right to the left side. He's across the 30 to 25, 20. He's still standing. 15, 6 at the 10, 5, touchdown, Bryce Wilson. Bryce Wilchin takes it in for the tee from about 7 yards out. Sometime tonight, we're going to decide on the best play, the Carlos Achilles play of the game. That was a dandy run by Bryce Wilchin. That might qualify. as he worked outside, then back inside and into the end zone. The kick is up by Carnahan. It's good. 35-0 with 2:29 remaining in the first period. We'll be right back.
Wouldn't it be great if we never had another hailstorm? Wish I could promise that.
Be the 6th kickoff of the evening for Jeff Carnahan. You know the routine. It is, the thing is that when you see a legitimate Division I player on the high school ranks, they do stand out. I mean, there's no doubt about it. This dude's got a rocket for a leg, or a cannon, whatever your artillery choice is. But that ball goes a long way when he lays the leather to it. It's up in the wind again, and it goes into the end zone, and Wissing fields it. It'll be another touchback. And with 2:29 to go in the first period of play, the first period of play is 35-0. A couple of turnovers by Culver with a run back of an interception. Another interception by Wilchin. A fumble, a blocked punt. Everything that bad could happen has happened tonight for Wood River. They've got dual wide receivers out to the right. I formation back in the ball game. No, Shane Smith is still the quarterback. He hands it off to a running back whose number I don't have on my roster, and that makes it kind of crazy here. I've got a number 7. I mean, the number 7 is the running back, and I don't have a number 7 on the roster. So I don't know. Do you guys have a number 7 for Wood River? We don't know. Now, Jeff Harders is in at running back, number 3. So under center, he dots the I. Dual wide receivers to the left, and he gets the ball. Harders is met at the line of scrimmage, and it'll be 3rd down and 5 yards to go as the clock winds down to a minute and a half. In on the tackle there again, Norwood. Wilchin, I believe, was over there. And also one of the big guys. I think Horsley's in there, and I think he got a hand in it on that tackle as well. Double wide receivers left. Under center I formation. It's Smith, the left-handed quarterback, the freshman, back. Looks downfield and almost has it picked off, and they're going to call interference on Nickman, who was covering the intended receiver, Zach Egger. And he got there before the ball did, and so the flags fly, and I think we're going to find a penalty, the 3rd penalty of the evening on Kearney Catholic, 4th penalty of the evening on Kearney Catholic on a pass interference. Drew Sorensen checks into the ball game for Kearney Catholic on defense. Coming in for Wood River at one of the receiver positions is Sean Smith. So Shane Smith is in there. Sean Smith is also in there. Suppose they're brothers? They're about the same size. They're the same age, the same last name. Could be.
Looks like we had offsetting penalties.
All right, so we'll replay the down. It's 3rd down 5. Wide receivers both ways for Wood River. Under center is Smith. Calls out the signals. Snap, back to pass. Looking downfield. Escapes one problem. Has the ball almost intercepted again by Nickman as he was grabbed by, I think, Simpson just as he was letting the ball go. Matt Simpson, or perhaps Matt Reisinger back in there, grabbed him just as he was throwing and threw it off enough so Nickman had a shot at an interception. Brings up 4th down, a punt formation. Wilchin and Culver, the dual safeties for Kearney Catholic, standing at their own 45-yard line. Beautiful night for football. Wind coming out of the south into the face of the punter, Jake Wissing. So that doesn't make it easy. Good snap. Kick. Decent kick. Goes out to about the 50-yard line. Wilchin takes it over his shoulder, has to go back to his 45. Cuts left across the 50. Flag down. 45, 40, still struggling. 35, 30. Wilchin will take it all the way. Wilchin takes it all the way, but there's a flag back at about midfield. We'll see what that's all about. Yeah, that was a stiff arm at the end there by Wilchin. He is a hoss when he gets to running. Bryce Wilchin.
You think you can push him out of bounds and you're on your back.
But it was going to go back, I think. A flag is down close to the 50-yard line, and we'll see what they're talking about here as far as... Unofficially, that's their 5th or 6th penalty of the evening. And it'll set up a 1st and 10, but instead of a touchdown, they're going to work it from scrimmage, and the ball will rest at about the 43-yard line. Kearney Catholic's own 43, second time tonight they've had the ball in their own territory. They've never had it inside their own 40-yard line yet, inside their own 40-yard line. 4 receivers go out to the right-hand side. Single receiver to the left is Nickman. Empty backfield. Compton takes the shotgun snap. Fires downfield looking for Cover. Cover's got it! 30, 25. Cover inside to about the 22-yard line. Blake Cover had to wait for the ball, but it got there, and he knew what to do with it when it did. 33 seconds to go in the first period of play. I think that's the longest pass reception for Kearney Catholic tonight thus far, isn't it?
Yeah, that's by far. That's 35 yards. They really haven't had a chance to go further than that.
So the Stars send 2 wide receivers to the right. Slot back to the left is Simpson. Nickman is wide to the left. Single setback is Vandenberg, and he's got the ball, and he weaves his way down inside the 10-yard line. Josh Vandenberg, who showed some signs of quality as a player last week, both on offense and defense, is getting some early game reps in for Bryce Wilchin. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's the end of the first period of play. Your score, Kearney Catholic 35, Wood River nothing. We'll be back.
New West Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery is Central Nebraska's premier clinic for sports-related injuries and rehabilitation. Doctors Dan Slosky, Heber Crockett, John Wright, and Bernie Cowan are here to help the athlete and all of us.
All right, back again. 35 way in the second period of play as Compton takes the snap under center, gets it out to Reisinger in the left flat, takes it in for the touchdown. Matt Reisinger, his second touchdown of the evening. The first one was on a blocked punt recovery. The punt was blocked by Michael Bowman, and Matt fell on it. Matt was injured, didn't get in on the game action last week. This time he comes up with a touchdown from Tyson Compton. Tyson with his second passing touchdown tonight. He's the holder. As Carnahan comes in, they set it up. They'll try the extra point. It's 41-0. Carnahan tries to make it 42. Good save on the snap by Compton, and the kick is up and good. It is 42-0, 11:52 to go in the first half. We'll be right back.
I know a company that'll go
Harder to get enough reps. We're just checking around. They've got Cozad next week. Cozad playing Minden tonight. It's at Minden. We'll check in with some of the other games around here. Doug Duda on Power 99 FM has Ravenna hosting Gibbon. That ought to be another dandy. And Carnahan against the win this time, and lo and behold, the first return. Wissing gets it at the 5, gets out 10, 15, and is still stopped inside the 20-yard line. Beanbag goes up, means the ball was loose. We'll see who recovered. And the ball is recovered by Kearney Catholic. Kearney Catholic with another turnover, and they'll go 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line of Wood River. So they finally get a run back on a kickoff, and Wissing coughs the ball up, turns it over to Kearney Catholic. Send 3 wide receivers to the right side. Wilchin the lone setback. Reisinger, Pierce, Cover to the right. It goes out to Cover, right flat. He's got running room, 10, 5, touchdown, Blake Cover. Touchdown, Blake Cover. 11:38 remaining in the first period of play. It's 48-0, and Carnahan is on to make it 49. Wow. Compton did a good job of saving that last extra point. The snap was a little low, and Tyson saved it, put it in there, upright. Good snap this time. Good placement, good kick. And it's 49-0. 11:38 to go, first half of play. We'll be back after this.
Choose a straight approach to better health.
Nothing. And Kearney Catholic just kicked off. It was a short relative to Carnahan standards, a short one that Wissing took at the 5-yard line last time out. It was fumbled at about the 20, and on the first play from scrimmage, Kearney Catholic, Blake Cover specifically put it in. This time it goes against the wind, goes into the end zone, and a touchback. So Wood River will go 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. And I suspect we're going to begin to see some substitution on a spot basis before there's wholesale substitutions on the part of Kearney Catholic. Again, it just comes down to the fact that whether you're ahead or not, you've got to have a certain amount of reps, and it's not certainly their intention to pile up the score, but you've got to get your varsity play. They've got Cozad next week, and they've got to be ready. I formation, wide receivers both sides for Wood River. Smith swings it out to Smith, and he's got it, but he falls forward only for about a yard on the left side. Tackled by Wilchin and Reisinger for the Stars, and the clock runs with 11:24 to go in the first half. Again, Wood River just needs to work their playbook. They've got to work within themselves. They've got to try one play at a time, try and put together some first downs. And when they score, it'll be significant, because that means they accomplish something, they can build on that. Wide receivers, 2 of them to the right side. Handoff goes to Harder, sweeps right. He's got a little running room, 5, 10 yards, 15. He's on the sideline, gets put out of bounds just inside the 35-yard line, so almost a 15-yard run for Jeff Harder's 5'8", 165-pound sophomore. 21 freshmen on this Wood River Ball Club.
Right now they're playing their freshman quarterback.
8, 9 sophomores. So they're a young team. Wide receivers both ways, I formation. 1st and 10 for Wood River, their first down of the evening by scrimmage. And a nice handoff, and hard by Martin up the sideline, and now Wood River is gouging out some yardage against Kearney Catholic. They're either getting their coordination together, or Kearney Catholic let up a little bit, or is letting up mentally a little bit, which they don't want to do. James Smith with some nice ball handling there. I thought he had the ball rolling out to his left. He had given the ball off to James Martin, the 5'10", 186-pound senior, and he just rumbled down the sideline, got it across the 45, and Wood River is threatening to put it in Kearney Catholic territory for the first time tonight. 2 wide receivers right, 1 wide receiver left, I formation. Handoff goes to Martin again, and he's stopped by Wilson, flat cold at the line of scrimmage. Simpson comes back in on defense for Kearney Catholic, as does Bengston, and Clint Osborne also in on D. Horsley comes out, Cremosta comes out, and Corey Ledbetter, who'd been in there, comes out for the Stars, as does Nickman. Reisinger is back in. Bryson is back in. Cover in at the free safety spot. 4 down linemen for Kearney Catholic. I formation and wide receivers both sides for the Eagles. Under center is Smith. Long count, and the flags go. Is it going to be delay a game, or did someone jump around? Let's see.
I think someone jumped around on that far side.
Illegal procedure against the Eagles. So instead of 2nd down and a short 10 yards to go, it'll be 2nd down, about 15 to go, with 9:41 to go. You know, when you get into a situation like this, you find out what works and you start doing it to death if you can. Because you got to get us to have something to build on as a team. And Martin was getting into a groove there. He was the up back. Wing back to the left side, wide receiver, or right side, wide receiver right. Smith takes the handoff, gives to Harder, and Harder is stopped short of the line of scrimmage, and he'll lose about a yard. It'll be 3rd down and 16 to go. Wilchin in on the tackle there. Bryce is getting more action on defense tonight than on offense. He had one beautiful run for the touchdown. It was a 30-some yarder, wasn't it? He had a cutback, went down the left sideline, cut back, and went all the way across the field and in for a touchdown. He had 214 yards rushing last week. So far, what do you have on him?
I only showed he's got 42, but that's what
42.
3 runs
Three
already,
carries,
so.
15-yard average. Smith flings it downfield and has his man at the 50-yard line. Pickup of about 7 or 8. Anderson was the receiver on that. The tight end, Adam Anderson, the 6'3", 170-pound sophomore. And now they say what they did. They say he trapped the ball. So that is incomplete. It'll be 4th down and 15 yards to go. So Wood River, we showed some life that time with a couple of nice runs by Martin. We'll have to punt the ball. Jake Wissing standing back at the 26 or 7-yard line. He has the wind with him, and he gets a nice kick. Wilchin will take it at the 20. Across the 25, 30, cuts back, 35, 40, got some running room, 50. He could go all the way on this one, 40, 30. It's a foot race, and he is brought down at the 20-yard line by the punter, Jake Wissing. It looked like Wilson was going to shake and bake and take it all the way in, but Wissing was going to have none of that.
Dangerous. He almost has touchdown on special teams, defense, and offense.
It doesn't look like there's much quitting these Eagles right now. As a matter of fact, instead of getting jaded, as I said, when you're talking about the mindset of the teenage male, sometimes he just might get stubborn. They may start playing harder. You never know. 3 wide receivers left side for Kearney Catholic. Compton is still in as the quarterback. Joshua Vandenberg is in as the setback, and he takes it, delay straight up the middle, and crashes down inside the 10, 5-yard line. He'll spot the ball at about the 6. He is tackled over there by Tyler Lucas for Wood River, who comes up limping and goes off the field.
For the first down, first and goal.
Kearney Catholic sends 3 wide receivers to the left side. Cover, Simpson, and Nickman. Lone wide out to the right side is Pierce. At the 5, crosses the goal line. Can imagine. Okay, but anyhow, we're back. We got disconnected there momentarily. But the kick was good by Carnahan, and it's 56-0 with 7:35 to go in the first half of play. 56-0. I don't know what is Kearney Catholic's all-time scoring record. But Carnahan this time line drives, it bounces at the 15, goes to the 5. Wissing having a hard time getting the handle on it. Gets it across, picks it up across the 5, and he's hammered down there by Vandenberg on special teams. Also over there for Kearney Catholic, I think, was Metzger.
All the way down to 5 yards. I don't know. He kicks them out of bounds, or they get a turnover, or they start on the 5.
Well, he really drilled that one a low trajectory. Rick Petrie is standing over. We're getting into girls basketball scoring territory here, aren't we? Holy smokes, 56-0. Do you know what the record is for? We're all shaking our heads and trying to figure out what the record for the Stars at least is as far as offense, but we don't have that yet. inside the 5-yard line, and bowling forward as he takes the handoff from Smith is Martin. He's stacked up there by Kearney Catholic's defense, including Clint Osborne, who's at the bottom of that pile. Wilchin comes out now on defense. Danny Norwood is back in for Kearney Catholic, leading 56-0. KKPR, Kearney. You're listening to Kearney Catholic Wood River football here on a beautiful 12th day of September with 3 wide receivers to the right side for Wood River. They operate just inside their 10-yard line. A flag flies, whistles blow, and that stops play. We'll see what happens. He thinks probably a little bit of movement somewhere, and it is illegal procedure against Wood River.
Illegal procedure, Wood River.
Danny Norwood checks in. Cremosta checks out for Kearney Catholic. Kearney Catholic is not really set in their number 2 or 3 clubs yet, but they are substituting relatively freely. There just is not a mass substitution at one time. Culver's still in there at one of the safety spots. Pierce is still in at one of the DB spots, and Bryson's still in there. Vandenberg is in at one of the linebacker spots, so that's pretty still standard procedure. Harder gets the handoff, and he crashes across the 10, almost the 15-yard line, and a flag comes in late, and we'll see what that's all about. At the completion of the run, he's out close to a first down. He's probably about 3 yards shy of the first down. And look for the signal. Face mask against Kearney Catholic will tack on another at least 5 yards, so it's going to be a first down for Wood River, and I think that's only their second first down from scrimmage tonight, is it not?
Around there, I don't got much more than that, I don't think.
Perhaps their third, but I think second. I think Martin got the one on that rambling 15-yard run, and after that, that's about it. 2 wide receivers to the right side. Smith under center, and he hands the ball straight off to Martin, and he's stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. In on the tackle there, I think, was Drew Sorensen, primarily. Also, Coach Chad Wiseman sends in the play. And we've got one man on each side, wide out. I formation, handoff goes to Harder, and Harder crashes across for about 2 or 3 more yards. And it's up third down and 4 yards to go. 3rd and 4 to go for Wood. Block, punt, 2 interceptions, a fumble, 2 fumbles, 1 on a kickoff return. I formation this time, man in motion comes to the near side. That's Powell. Handoff goes to the deep back, Harder, and he gets across enough for a first down, it looks like. He'll be close.
Ball carried by Harder.
And Jake Harder.
First down.
We have not seen Emmanuel Soto in the ball game.
Kearney Catholic really took these guys out of their game plan early.
Incredibly so. 4:15 to go in the first half of play. Did we get a Ravenna score there on that call? Was that the deal?
Gibbons up 18-0 over Ravenna.
Halftime? Yeah, okay. I formation, and the handoff goes to Harder again. He tries to find some running room, saves a loss, and gets back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be second down and 10 yards to go with 3:57 to go in the first half of play. The clock is rolling. Everybody in tight this time. Second down, 8 yards to go. I formation again. Shane Smith calls out the signals. And the give to the up back, Martin, and he is stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. At the bottom of the pile there is John Bingston. No, he did wear 50 last week as well. I thought he's got a 21 and a 50 on our roster here, but he just came out of the ball game. Wide receivers on both ways for Wood River, and a keeper by the quarterback. Either that or a fumble. Wait a minute, maybe a fumble in exchange from the center to the quarterback. And I think Shane Smith was able to keep possession. And so it's going to be fourth down and about 9 yards to go as they go into punt formation again. It'll be Culver and Wilchin. The twin safeties will stand back at around their own team's time. With 2:05 to go in the first period, their first half. And Whiston gets a low kick, and it bounces off a couple of Kearney Catholic people. Let's see who recovered, because it'd be a free ball. Wood River could have fallen on it, but they didn't. It was close. There was a bullet coming out of there. Looked like he jumped up, starting in their own territory. They have never started much deeper than about this in their own territory. They got wings on both sides, slotmen both sides. Pitch goes to Wilchin. He works the right side, strings it out, cuts back, has some running room across midfield, gets across midfield and down to the 46-yard line. Minute 44 to go first half. 56-0. If you're just joining us, it's been all Kearney Catholic. Frankly, we did not expect the squad. 11 sophomores on the squad, only 4 seniors. And I think we only have a couple of juniors. So, I mean, this is going to be a ball club that in a couple of years will be one to contend with. Wilchin takes the handoff, has running room 40, down to the 35, breaks 3, 30, spins down to the 25-yard line. Another nice run by Bryce Wilchin. He's in the shotgun. Wilchin in the backfield. Handoff to Bryce. Cross the line of scrimmage. Has some running room. 15, 10, 5. Going for the post. Got it. Touchdown. Bryce Wilchin with another touchdown, but a penalty flag. 28-yard line. Shotgun formation. Wideouts left side and right side. Handoff to Vandenberg. He's got some running room. Cuts down to about the 20-yard line. Inside the 20 to the 22 as he took the handoff straight ahead from Tyson Compton. 2 receivers each side. Slot backs are Simpson and Bryson. I formation, and the pitch goes to Vandenberg. Sweeps left. Got 15, 10, 5. Heads for the post. And is he knocked out of bounds before? No, he gets in for the score. Josh Vandenberg, touchdown. And some obstacle, and that's themselves. If they ever stop themselves or bad weather. But outside of that,
accommodations for business meetings, holiday parties.
Had the lead with 12 to go in the first half. Carnahan blasts it down to the 5-yard line, takes it at the 2, does Wissing. He's across the 5, 10, 15, and out to about the 20-yard line, cut back and struggles forward across the 20 to about the 280-pound junior. So he can get some heft behind that, and he's got the wind behind him, so they'll get good field position on Kearney Catholic as they open up the second half. Thompson's kick is up, and it's going to go into the end zone, so take that, Kearney Catholic. That's what it feels like to get touchbacked. Carnahan has put everyone except, 2 kickoffs in the end zone tonight, and he did it all last week. But that time, Thompson gave him a little bit what for, and Kearney Catholic will start out at their own 20-yard line, their worst field position of the evening. Prior to that, they had not started out inside their own 40.
We get to see a taste of their offense if their starters are still in.
The starters are indeed still in. Cover's in there. Wilchin is not in. Cover is going to take over at quarterback now. He's in the shotgun formation. Handoff to Vandenberg. He's met right at the line of scrimmage by Wood River. We'll set the offense for Kearney Catholic as there are some substitutes in at the wide receivers. Kearney Catholic has Wimhoff in now, one of the wingbacks. Bobby Butler was in. He comes out. Wimhoff, wide out now. In at one of the wings is Tyler Kowalski. Also in is Matt Mullen. As Covert takes the snap, he options it out to the right side to Vandenberg. A little bit of running room, but not much outside the 25-yard line. It'll bring up a 3rd down and about 4 yards to go. Tight end option there run by Blake Cover, who is the number 2 quarterback in addition to being a starting wingback. It looks like just about even there. The ball spotted at the 25-yard line. Cover calls the play in the huddle. They break it, send trips to the left. Single wide out to the right side. It's Jarek Shearer as the pass goes out to the left side, and it's has it streaking down the sideline. 40, 35, 20, 10. Kowalski with the touchdown.
Cover looks like he's hurt on the play.
Tyler Kowalski, 5'9", 145-pound sophomore. Blake Cover took a shot on that one, and he's holding his right arm as he comes off. And He's met by assistant coach Rashawn Harvey over there, and he just kind of stand there. We'll see if he's coming back. It looks like, I think he hit his hand is what he did. Now attempting the extra point is Butler. He goes from the other side. Right-footed kicker is up, and he looks good too. And it's 70-0 as Butler scores his first points of his career, probably at the varsity level. Carnahan comes out and gives Butler a handshake. He's probably seen all he's going to see tonight, at least at kicker, as a lot of the starters now are looking like they aren't going back in. So bear with us as we look at the depth chart here for Kearney Catholic. But Kowalski with a nice run down there. He took a pass from Blake Cover and streaked down the sideline. It was just a foot race, and Tyler took it all the way in. 70-0 now. 10 touchdowns for Kearney Catholic. And I think, it seems so silly to say, 8 of those are on offense, and 2 of them came on directly on defensive or special team turnovers. Butler tees it up at the 40-yard line. He gets good leg into it against the wind. Wissing takes it inside the 10, out to the 15, 20, 25, and he's met, boom, right there. And the tackle is made by Metzger on that. As Kearney Catholic sets it up on defense. Coming out of the ball game is Kowalski, who just scored that touchdown off of special teams. And going in for him is Drew Sorensen. And it looks like a timeout is being called by Bernie Madison, who wants to get his substitute straight. So it's set.
Would you like a grass greener on your side of the fence? Call Gideon Sod Farm in Wood River. They offer top-quality 4-way blend bluegrass sod for commercial or residential. And they deliver. Gideon Sod Farm in Wood River, where the grass is always greener.
70-0 is your score. 10:28 to go, third period of play. Wood River has it first and 10 after that timeout by Kearney Catholic. They're at their own 27-yard line. Wide receivers both ways, I formation. Smith under center, and he calls out the signals. Handoff, the up back is Martin. The big fullback rumbles across midfield to the 45-yard line, and Bobby Butler pulls him about in Kearney Catholic territory. If they stick with that, Nick, that's been their bread and butter. Has been Martin left, Martin right, over the middle. When he's touched the ball, he's made things happen from time to time. Essentially the new ball game. It's the second half. It's 7-0. Coach of Wood River, that's what you tell him. I-Fish wide receivers both ways. The pass is Smith, shoots it out, and he's complete to Zach Egger at close to first down territory, deep inside Kearney Catholic. Now again, against Kearney Catholic's reserves primarily, but that's not a bad thing to get experience for the young Wood River Ball Club.
And when you're this young, that's great experience for you.
They spot the ball just outside the 35-yard line. That is enough to change. It'll be first and 10 to go for Wood River. They break the huddle. They know they got something going. And Smith is under center. Wide both ways, I formation. And off goes to the deep back Harder. Harder struggles for about yards as he gets across the 35 and barrels close to the 2-yard line. That'll move the chains about 2-3 yards. It'll be second down, 7-0. Clock moving with 9:47 to go in the third period. Horsley is in the defensive as is Owen Johnson and Taylor Berthoff for Kearney Catholic. They're the front three, and there's a fourth man over there. I'll pick up his number here in a moment. Pitch to the right side. It goes to Harder. He's got a little bit of running room. Stiff arms one man and is hauled down after about a 2-yard gain. It was a longer run than it counted because he was going east-west more than north-south, or south-north as the case may be. And he actually picked up only about 1 yard, although he had a lot of lateral movement there. He was not able to turn the corner, and he was hauled down there on the far side of the field. 2 wide receivers to the right side. Formation of Smith comes up under the center. Handoff is to the up back, Martin, and he falls. He tripped just as he got the ball and couldn't get any more. could not get his legs underneath it, and it'll be found. And 6 to go with no gain on that. We'll see. I don't see any sense in Wood River punting the ball. So we will probably see it. 4th down and 6 yards from the Kearney 32-yard line, we'll call it. Wide receivers to the right. I formation. Under center is Smith. Takes the snap. Hand off to Martin. Ball is loose, and Shane Smith falls on it back at the 40-yard line. So the conversion on down is not good. And Kearney Catholic almost picked another turnover, but James Smith alertly went and fell on the ball. Spotted at the front line of Kearney Catholic. Jake Altmaier is in act now. Altmaier, sophomore, a little bit of playing act last week at the very end. He'll get a lot more action in over a quarter to go. Culver came out in his right hand. Lamar probably will go the distance now. Handoff to Vandenberg, and Vandenberg has a little bit of it. As he's back, he's got a lot. Now it's the foot race. 40, 30, 20. Conaway down Vandenberg.
Unbelievable. We lost him and then
Into the pack, cut back, and then it was the proverbial foot race one time. 76 thing.
This team doesn't speed.
Wow. So in the second half, we said we call it a new ball game. They're down 14
for pure foot speed.
Hey, Altmaier says he doesn't just play the quarterback. Just having Vandenberg and Boomward. Kick up by Carnahan is good. So Carnahan keeps the leg warm. Compton on that one. 77-0 against the wind. Butler kicked a condition and the kickoff touchdown, so maybe they'll alternate it. Carnahan looked like he was about ready to take the rest off, but Bernie Madison had an idea on that, and so Carnahan is... Butler is a shoulder injury, it looks like. Okay, thanks for that. Down and taken at the 10-yard line, a streak across the 25 and 30 before he's hauled down at that... Making the Tyler 5'6", 155-pound freshman. Wood River, by far the burn of the evening for Wood River, in good position, as we've got youngsters against youngsters right now. The heavily freshman-laden River team playing mostly reserves now for Kearney Catholic and under. And the Stars call a timeout. Bernie Matt.
Financial Kearney.
77. A lot of sevens on the board up there tonight. 77-0 with 7:45 in the third play. Wood River has not used any timeout in the second half. Kearney Catholic has ready. They've got wideouts both sides as they go on offense to the Eagles. I formation in back of Smith. Smith handoff to the tailback. Gets it across to a 35-yard line, and the tailback on that is the guy that we thought we would see early in the ball game. So he's in the now at tailback. Hurry up offense for Wood River. 7:28 to go in the third period, and the clock running. Two wide at formation. Soto again dots the pass to Smith. Fires down looking for Eggers. He's got him at the 40, 35. Eggers could score. 15. Tiptoes down to the 10. Zach, 6 foot, 164-pound board, took that and made a lot out of it. Nice pass and catch. And by far the biggest gainer tonight for Wood River. Out here a little now, preserves. But I don't care. It's a little more entertaining. Mark Mack Soto was 2 outs. Under center is Smith. It's first outside the 10-yard line. Handoff straight up the middle. And his way to the right off tackle. And then he's stacked up the gain. Nope, that's Soto on the kick. And he gets it down to the 10-yard line again. If there's any forward progress at all, it was negligible. Down 10 to go. They came down before a touchdown. Barely. Center is Smith. Hands off the up that way down for 1 more yard. And it'll be down in 6. Down in 6 from about the 7-yard line. Wait a minute, that's from about the yard line, not the 7. I missed the 5-yard line mark there. About the 12-yard line. Still 7 to go for a first down. Wide out both ways. Under center is Smith. With Soto the up back. Kearney Catholic looked like maybe the neutral zone there, and a whistle blow. Could be a penalty against Kearney Catholic. Dead ball offside, Kearney Catholic, and it'll move it 5 more Wood River. So instead of 7, it'll be third down and 2 yards to for the Eagles. Trailing 70 to 4 to go in the third period. Wide out, Both sides. High formation. It was Smith back to pass. Shoots. Hit by Caleb Dope on the interception there. Tries to return it. Ball is loose. What happened then? He had just inside the 5 and took it out a couple of steps, and he's finally tackled it about 7 as we spot the ball. Dobish, who is 5'7", 45-pound freshman from the wide receiver there. I think he was Zach Egger. And it turns it, or at least showed signs of life on offense that time. Kearney Catholic's Jake Alter has to set it about the 7-yard line. Sit out on the right side and complete his first pass to Tyler. First pass to Tusky. That was Cover that completed this one to Tyler. And Kowalski about a 2-yard gain on that play. As coming in, Stuart Moore at one of the receiver positions. Altmaier calls out the signals in the huddle, breaks the huddle. Now he's got trips to the left. And one wide out, that's Moore to the right. Single setback is Vandenberg. Altmaier loses the ball, and he's covered. He covers the ball, loses the ball in the exchange, and Wood River was there to hammer him. Big Brandon Thompson, 5'10", 280. That's the downside of playing quarterback.
Yeah, I'd say so. You don't want those big guys on you.
You don't want to fall on you like that. That's not a good thing.
Teach you to snap the ball real quick.
Wide receivers both ways, 2 of them. Slot man, left and right. Single setback is Vandenberg. All under center. Pitch back to Vandenberg. He's got a little running room as he sweeps to the left side. And he's finally held up there and pulled down at the 12, 13-yard line by Wood River. It'll bring up a 4th down. And about 6 yards to go for Kearney Catholic. So in the field position battle this time, this half, with this set of players, Wood River is faring a little better. 4:14 to go in the 3rd period of play as the reserves for Kearney Catholic are abundant. Wood River, young themselves, gaining some valuable experience here and maybe some confidence against the kids who they will be playing a couple of years down the line as upperclassmen. Wissing. Deep punt formation, single safety, flag is down. Punt is up, bounces it just outside the 40-yard line as Wissing goes back to cover it and picks it up at the 48, and he's tackled back at the 50-yard line. Tackle made there by Scott Wimhoff. So right at the 50-yard line, good field position for Wood River. Let's see what that flag is all about.
I think there's a little confusion with the subs. May have had not as many guys on the line as you need.
Maybe that, or maybe too many or too few people. Illegal procedure is called against Kearney Catholic, and they're going to talk it over with Wood River. Wood River, my suspicion is going to say, just give us the ball. They're talking to Martin, the big fullback. James Martin had a good ball game tonight. That's a nice run.
They're going to re-kick it.
And they're going to make him re-kick. So I don't know specifically what the procedure problem was. It was either not enough guys on the line or not enough men in. And so they walk it back another 5 yards. And the kicker will be standing, if not in the end zone, real close to it. Carnahan is the punter. And Wilchin is up as his safety man. And the kick is up. Another nice kick. Doesn't turn over, though. Bounces at the 40. And Wissing will let it bounce and at the 45-yard line. And it is downed by Brett Blankenship, 5'11", 200-pound junior. And the ball is going to be placed at the 45-yard line of Kearney Catholic. But another flag or 2 is down. Illegal man downfield.
You get down to your subs and you don't have your packages the way you want them.
Yeah. So another procedural call against Kearney Catholic, going half again the distance now. And the ball is spotted. The line of scrimmage is at the 5-yard line. And now Carnahan has his heel at the edge of the end zone. I think one of the Kearney Catholic people released too quickly. Now this goes off the side of his foot. It bounces inside the 20, back to the 15, and it is downed by Bryce Wilchin inside the 14-yard line. So Wood River has a golden opportunity here to put something together. The game is obviously out of, but it's a great opportunity for Wood River to get together as a team, to show some accomplishment. There's no sense in taking all negatives out of this deal. You say the first half, hey, there's nothing we can do about it. Let's play the second half. I formation, wideouts both sides. Handoff goes to Harder. He battles his way inside the 5-yard line, 10-yard line. And they will spot the ball actually outside of that. I've got a funny angle here as I'm looking down, and it's about the 12-yard line. He did pick up about 3 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 7 to go for Wood River. Wideouts both sides, I formation. Calls out the signals. Left-handed Smith back to pass. Fires into the end zone looking for Eggers, and it's broken up. Caleb Dolbish in on the play there. Shown some good defensive moves for a freshman.
2 great plays in a row for him.
He had the...
What's that, Brad? I just saved a load of money on car insurance by switching to Geico. See how much you can save. Visit Geico.com. Geico. 15 minutes online could save you 15% on car insurance.
Listen to this.
Choose a straight approach to better health. Chiropractic care removes interferences to your body's natural healing ability. It can alleviate ailments such as arthritis, hip and leg pain, neck and back pain. It's safe, natural, and most importantly, it works. See Dr. John Klingensmith, 11 West 31st, Kearney.
How's your body? Want to shape up? Guess who can help? Our own Kearney YMCA. Swimming, racquetball, basketball, flag football, volleyball. Hey, this sounds like we're having fun at the same time we're getting in shape. Right. Let's start today where they build strong kids, strong families, and a strong community. Our Kearney YMCA.
All right, we're back, I think. We apologize. We had a little power blip here, knocked our telephone off the air, and took us a little while to get back on that. But in the meantime, Wood River did score. What was that all about, Nick?
Yeah, they pounded Martin right up the middle, got a 4-yard gain off that into the end zone.
So Martin, who's had a great ball game despite the score, good-looking big running back, James Martin, gets the touchdown. The conversion is good. So with 2:10 to go in the third period of play, the score is 77-7 now as Wood River comes back and takes it in from, well, actually after the short punt, they took it in from about the 15-yard line. And you may recall that Kearney Catholic had a heck of a time getting the ball punted. They had to re-kick twice. The third time, Carnahan had to go off the side of his foot, and it was a short kick Wood River set it up at the 15. Now big Brandon Thompson kicks it down into the end zone, or close to the end zone. Taking it out is Metzger. Metzger has it at the 10, 15, 20-yard line. He's met right at the 20. And Kearney Catholic's reserves will take over. Let's see if Altmeier's still in there at quarterback. He is. And the wideouts include Tyler Kowalski, Bobby Butler, who had a bum shoulder on a tackle earlier, came out. He did some kicking earlier. Is back into the ball game now, so it's good to see there was no serious injury. There have been no serious injuries at all tonight, which is always great to see. Wide receivers both sides for Kearney Catholic. As Altmeier's in the shotgun, he's got Vandenberg with him. Take the handoff to Vandenberg. No, it is a straight-ahead handoff. He cuts inside, outside, another foot race. Vandenberg, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Josh Vandenberg.
That gives him 145 yards in just his half.
Now, he probably has outgained Wilchin, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's got over 206 yards.
So he's got good speed, and, when you got that formation, if you got somebody go from a standing start, go into the pack, cut back, and go down the sideline like he did at full speed, great speed, that's quite a threat, and that's a heck of a change of pace also to be able to bring him in anytime. So it's good to get experience. If you're on the Stars side of things, what does that make the score? 77-6, 83, make it 84 now. No! Butler kicks it, and it goes off the upright, I believe. So close to being perfect. The kicking game misses one. And your score with 1:50 to go in the third period is Kearney Catholic 83 and Wood River 7. We'll be back.
Contractors. After all, why buy when you can rent? Construction rental of Kearney and Grand Island. Renting, the smart way to get things done.
Butler tees it up at the 40-yard line, and he sails it down. He bounces at the 20, goes inside, gets a nice bounce for Kearney Catholic. They pick it up at the 5, 10, 15, and Wisting goes down the sideline on the far side. He gets it off to the 40, 43-yard line before he is hauled down there. On the far side, looks like Scott Wimoff made the tackle. And a nice run back there. The timing was all off because the ball skidded at about the 20-yard line. No one could find it. Finally, Wisting got the handle of it inside the 5-yard line and picked it up and streaked down the far sideline up to about the 42. Minute 41, third period of play. Wood River with wideouts to the right side of the formation only. Two of them. Under center is the quarterback. And the handoff by Smith goes straight up the middle to Martin, and he's met right there at the line of scrimmage. Bottom of the pile there. Was, I believe, Francis Eunice was in on that tackle. First man to make contact. Second down now and about 9 yards to go. Clock running with just over a minute to go in the third stanza. Wideouts now, left and right. Eggers on the one side, Powell on the right side, back to pass to Smith. Though he hands off now, and it's harder down the sideline. He's got enough for a first down, and he's batted out of bounds near the 35-yard line. Nice ball handling by Smith on a couple of occasions. He has really shown some magic back there in faking the handoff, faking the pitch, and having let the ball off to the original man. Fooled everybody, including yours truly.
I think Wood River's got to be pretty proud of this young guy. He's only a freshman.
Yeah, they got two really young quarterbacks. Bossart, who started the ball game, is only a sophomore. Smith has been in since, I think, the second series. Wideouts both sides, I formation again. Smith pitch to the right side, goes to Harder again. He's got some running room. 5, close to the 10. Close to 10 yards on that carry. As he knocks over the first down marker, and they may give him the full stretch of the chains, and they do. They're going to move it down now. 1st and 10 at about the 25-yard line of Kearney Catholic. Stops the clock momentarily as they set it, and now they wind it up And the clock is inside 43 seconds to go in the third.
Wood River's driving.
Shane Smith under center. Martin is the up back, Harder the tailback. Handoff goes. Martin tries the right side, and he's met pretty much at the line of scrimmage. Gain of maybe 2 as he's tackled over there by, among other people, Danny Norwood. And actually looks like Vandenberg, who's in there on defense, got his nose in that deal, too.
A gain of 1. Second down.
Second down, we'll call it 9 yards to go as the ball is spotted. And the signal calls, whistle blows, and that is the end of the third period of play. So 3 on here at Kearney Catholic High School. The Stars leading Wood River 83-7. We'll be right back.
Strong voice in legislative matters. Join Buffalo County Farm Bureau today.
Underway in the third period, under center Smith. Handoff to a cross buck to Martin. He gets some good yardage down inside the 15 to close to the 10-yard line. Martin is just a bull, and he has done well just about every time they've called his number tonight. Harder is the eye back. Martin the up back. Wideouts both sides for Wood River. Under center again is Smith. Handoff to the tailback, Harder this time. Cut back, and he is stopped after about 4-yard gain by Danny Norwood. He's close to a first down, though, and they'll give it to him. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 10-yard line. Let's see, can they make a first down or not? Well, I'll eyeball the chains there. It looks like, theoretically, the first down marker is right at the goal line. For all intents and purposes, it's 1st and goal from the 10. Under center is Smith. Calls out the signal. Martin gets the call. Over the right side. Pulls his way inside the 5-yard line.
The 5-yard line.
James Martin has how many yards tonight?
82 total yards.
82 total yards for Martin. Now we're on the losing side of an 83-7 score. That's not a bad effort. It's a great effort.
60 of them this half.
He's the up back again. Wide receiver is Josh Harders to the left, Smith to the right. Under center is Shane Smith. Takes the handoff, goes down the line on the option, can't find any running room, can't find a pitch man, and Kearney Catholic has him tied up as he falls forward inside the 5. He may have picked up a couple of inches on the play. Third down, about 5 to go for the touch. 3rd and goal. I formation. Smith right, Harder left. Harder dots the I. Martin is the up back. Handoff. No, fake. Now pitch to the right side. It goes to Jeff Harder, and he's stopped right at the line of scrimmage. And so it'll be 4th and goal. My guess is Wood River, well, they could do one of two things. If they put 3 more points up there, again, at least you're capping a drive with a score. Or they may try for the touch. We'll see. I don't think a field goal would look ridiculous here, considering the situation. You know, they just want to build on something, but they're going to try for it here. They've got wideouts to each side. Smith and Powell to the left. I formation. Under center is Shane Smith, and the big left tackle gets up and moves. And I don't know. I'm not going to say who it was because I'm not sure that I picked up his right number, but it looked like the left tackle got up out of his stance there. The reason I'm not going to say is because what I'm seeing on the field and the dimension I had on that roster don't seem to match, so it may not be the guy that I was thinking of. Under center now after the 5-yard penalty, 4th and goal from the 10-yard line. Under center is Smith. He's back to pass. He's got to look to the end zone. And he looks, and the ball is incomplete. And Kearney Catholic will take over on downs deep in their own territory at their own 10-yard line. 83-7 your score. 9-12 if you're just driving home from some other ball game. The score at halftime, I've forgotten the score at halftime. It was 56-0, wasn't it? 63. Oh, yeah, 63-0. I'm sorry, 63-0 at halftime. It's 28-0 at the end of the first quarter. Why would I remember that and not halftime? But I did. 28-0 at the end of the first period of play, 63-0 at halftime, and now it's 83-7. You heard right. But it's been a very, very young Wood River Ball Club, and now they're playing against the younger members of the Kearney Catholic unit. We'll take a break. A timeout is on the field called by Wood River. He's got wideouts both sides. Under center, he puts one man in motion. That's Bobby Butler. Butler takes the reverse coming to the near side. He's got a little running room, 15 out to the 17-yard line, and he is yanked out of bounds by Zach Egger. You know, this is pretty sophisticated offense for sophomores to be dealing with, and they've done real well. It'll be 1st and 10. Butler picking up that. Now this time, receiver goes to the left side, and it's end around to the left. And carrying the ball that time, Matt Mullen. And Matt is not as fortunate as Bobby Butler was. He picks up a couple of yards, but did not gouge out first down yardage. It'll be 2nd down and a long 5, short 6 yards to go. So he got a little bit of yardage there. They went reverse to the slot man to the left. Butler picked up a first down. Reverse slot man to the right. And they picked up 5 yards to Matt Mullen. Now they've got wide receivers both sides. One wide out, having trouble getting set. Now they have double wideouts both sides. Single setback is Vandenberg. Altmaier tries to correct the setup and does so as one man goes in motion. That's Eunice. Eunice gets the reverse this time to the near side, coming out of the slot formation and picks up maybe a yard or so. That's J. Paul Eunice, a 6'1", 175-pound senior. And flags are down. And there's a procedural call against Kearney Catholic. That play looked ugly from the get-go with all the moving around there.
Everybody looked confused.
Stuart Moore was trying to get set. He was started down on the wrong side, and then they had to figure out who was going to be the end and who was going to be the wingback on the play. And moved him back off the line of scrimmage. It just was not one that they'll be bragging about here for a while. Wideouts both sides this time again. This time Butler in motion, takes the handoff, comes to the left side, tries to fake one man, gets tackled after about a 5-yard gain. He really got whacked there by Zach Dethoff for Wood River. Also over there was Zach Egger, who's been playing a good ball game tonight. Now, guys like Egger, he's only a sophomore. You got Anderson, the tight end, who's only a sophomore. These guys are going to be leaders. And like I said before, and maybe as soon as next year, but certainly the year after, they're going to be a team that's played together and has some experience. Man in motion, handoff again to the wide receiver coming around. This time it was Kyle Steffensmeyer, 5'9", 140-pound freshman, and he is stopped for little or no gain. In fact, he lost a couple of yards, so it's going to be 4th down and about 8 yards to go, as it'll be a punting situation now for Kearney Catholic. Let's see who will do the punting at this point. It looks like Bobby Butler will do the punting. He handled the place kicking for a couple of attempts earlier for Carnahan, who is, of course, the starting place kicker. Looked good, but then he got dinged on the shoulder. Now he's back in playing and has it almost blocked. Somebody might have gotten a hand on it. A very short kick, and it goes up to where the foremost sticks are. In other words, goes about as far as where Kearney Catholic would have had to go to get the first down. And it's covered by Wood River. And so Wood River will take it 1st and 10. From just inside the 30-yard line of Kearney Catholic. Kearney Catholic has scored 20 points in the second half. Wood River has scored 7. So in the second half of the game, it's been a 20-7 advantage for Kearney Catholic. Still better than the 63-point advantage in the first half. Offsetting penalties means we'll replay the down. Butler back to do the kicking. And to receive the kick for Wood River's Tyler Schultz, 5'6", 155-pound freshman. Another short kick, and it bounds around and gets this time instead of the 30-yard line out to about the 37-yard line, which is where Wood River now will take over first and 10 inside Kearney Catholic territory. Again, heavy substituting really on both sides now because Schultz was not the regular return man. Wissing had been the return man earlier for Wood River.
Just some of those freshmen in the game get them some experience.
Yeah, absolutely. Now we've got a quarterback in by the name of Marcus Messerschmidt. He's a freshman, 6'2", 145. He's got a lot of long lean on him. Handoff is to Schultz, and Schultz picks his way for about 7 yards. So Marcus Messerschmidt, the third quarterback for Wood River in tonight, hands it off, and Schultz, as we said, took it for about 5 yards is where they're going to spot the ball. So it'll be second down. Nice gain on first down. Second down, and about 6 to go. I formation, wide receiver, slot man to the right. Handoff again goes to the running back, Schultz, and he is stopped for little or no gain. So now it's going to be third down and 5. As the clock continues to run now, we're just under 5.5 to go in the ball game. Messerschmidt under center, has wideouts both sides, and Schultz is the I-back. And flags fly, and we have a penalty. Johnson, a 5'9", 149-pound freshman, is the up-back. Messerschmidt shoots downfield intended for Sean Smith. It's broken up, and it'll be fourth down and 9 yards to go. Wood River, with no intention of punting, waits for the play to come in from the far sideline. Wissing comes in at running back for Wood River. Also in is Bo Bushong, 5'9", 145-pound freshman. He'll set up as the wingback to the near side. Under center is Messerschmidt. Back to pass, straight back. Good protection. Looks downfield. He's got a man. Oh, it's intercepted. Intercepted by Moore. Stuart Moore intercepts and runs it back out to about the 30-yard line. Just shy of the 30. And so with 4:47 to go, the reserves for Kearney Catholic will get a little more playing time. And that's not a bad thing. If you're on the Kearney Catholic side of things, I guess we're looking at both sides of the ball. This is an experience builder for the remainder of the ball game, as it has been actually since the beginning of the second half. Altmaier still in at quarterback. He's got double wide receivers each side. Single setback. Under center, Altmaier goes down the left side, options it out to Vandenberg. Vandenberg trips down across the 50. He's got some running room, cuts back 45-40, and he's getting all the way. Josh Vandenberg with his second long touchdown of the evening, and that will make it 89-7. 89-7. I'm getting all lost here. We got to pick a Carlos O'Kelly play of the game. And I'm still going with Wilchin's run before. I mean, that was such a nice-looking run in the first half. But we're awarding Carlos O'Kelly's gift certificate to one of the coaches. And right now, Wilchin's play is still there. Remember, for the best in Mexican cuisine, be sure to dine at Carlos O'Kelly's just off the interstate in Kearney. Also, Carlos O'Kelly's in Grand Island. They call it timeout before the conversion here.
AutoQuestME.com. Drive away with great savings.
All right, Kearney Catholic now back in play. They're going to try for two. Altmaier has them lined up with double wide receivers each side. Handoff goes to one of the wide receivers working to the right side. He gets in. The handoff was to Tyler Kowalski, who was the slot man on the left, reversed it over to the right side, and that is good for 2 points. And that brings the score 91-7. I have never been at a 91-point ball game. I was at that ball game back in 1983 when the Huskers beat Minnesota 73 to whatever the dickens it was, 84-13, is that what it was, with the scoring machine. That's about the most one-sided one I've ever personally attended before until this, 91-7. Well, this will have some of the writers wagging their tongue. Anyhow, I can't wait to see what Huskerland Prep says about this baby next week. Kearney Catholic will take on Cozad next week. I don't have the broadcast schedule, but my suspicion is we'll have them on the air either on the AM or the FM next week. Cozad at Minden tonight, at Minden. We'll have the scores for you tomorrow and on Doug Duda Sports on Monday. Bobby Butler will tee the ball up at the 40-yard line. The reserves trying to get themselves squared away here now. They've got the formation down. Back to return is Tyler Schultz, the 5'6", 155-pound freshman who had spent some time at I-back for Wood River as well. Butler's kick is a line drive taken by the up-back. And the ball is still uncovered. Finally, he picks it up. Jared Monson does and falls forward for another couple of yards. Monson, the up-back, couldn't handle it, and he just kind of laid there. No one wanted to fall on it, and he got his senses back and fell on it. The ball will be spotted just inside the 30-yard line of Wood River with 4:26 to go in the ball game. Messerschmidt is still the quarterback. Messerschmidt is still the quarterback, the freshman. And he sends wide receivers both ways. I formation. The up back is Jared Monson. The I back is Schultz, and he stands up and passes, and he hits his man on a little look-in pattern. And he'll try and catch the number of the receiver. That was Tyler Lucas, the 5'8", 154-pound sophomore. Lucas with his first reception of the evening. Clock ticking inside 4 minutes here, with a second down and a short 2 yards to go for Wood River. Slot left, wide out left, I formation, everybody else in tight. Messerschmidt takes the snap and tried to work down on an option to the left, but he is wrapped up quickly by Owen Johnson of Kearney Catholic.
Kearney Catholic's doing a great job of tackling, get them on the first hit.
Well, they are. You know, there's not many missed tackles. They're fundamentally, the Kearney Catholic has been very sound, despite the fact that they run an offense that people would call a finesse offense. They've been very, very good on all of their fundamentals. Very little in terms of mental or physical error thus far tonight. Messerschmidt hands off to Schultz on the delay. He tries to sweep the right side, gets across the 35. That'll be a pickup of about 2 or 3. And as they unpile on the near sideline, they will spot the ball. We'll call it the 37-yard line. And it'll be 4th down and about a yard to go for the first down. Quite obviously, again, Wood River not in the punting mood. We'll try to hammer out 1 more yard here. They've got a wing back to the left, wide out left. Handoff goes to the up man, and he's got the first down as he carries a couple of guys with him. That's Jared Monson again, and he gets across the 40 to the 46-yard line. He's wrapped up by Kearney Catholic, but he keeps the chains moving. The clock is moving, and Wood River is moving. Coming back into the ball game is Bo Bouchon. He brings the play in from Chad Wiseman on the far sideline. The head coach of the Wood River Eagles has his work cut out for him, but I think in a couple of years he'll be very happy that he worked these guys. Wing back, slot man to the right this time. Wide out right. Handoff goes straight up the middle again, and he's got some running room, but then he's quickly brought down by Drew Sorensen. Carrier there was Jared Monson once again. Sorensen with the tackle, and the clock is down to 2:23 to go. Sean Smith checks into the ball game with the play. As the center, Mike Renaugh breaks the huddle first. Over the ball. Wideouts both sides, I formation. Messersmith loses the ball, a fumble, and who's on top? Or more importantly, who's underneath with the football? Looks like Messersmith did a good job of recovering, and so they lose the down, but not the ball. And it's third down and about 9 yards to go. Messersmith, kind of a lean-looking young man out there, put some weight on, gets a little more height. He could be quite a specimen in a few years.
Get that with all the young guys.
There you go. What's your excuse? Slot back, slot to the right, and a handoff goes up off the left side. That was Monson. Nope, was Smith. Check that again. That was Schultz, and he got about 2 yards. It'll bring up fourth down and 7. Tyler Schultz, the carrier on that. We're under a minute to play, and no one seems in any hurry to preserve the clock here. Play comes in from the sideline as they break the huddle, and they send Smith out wide to the left. I formation as Tyler Lucas comes wide right. Under center is Messersmith, calls out the signals, takes the snap cleanly. Oh, he does not either. It loses the football, and it looks like it's recovered by Kearney Catholic. So somehow it seems perversely appropriate that the game ends as it was played, and that is with another turnover. 35 seconds to go. 91-7 is your score. Or Kearney Catholic score. Going to hang that one up in the locker room probably. Under center, Jake Altmeyer. He's got 2 wingbacks, 2 wideouts, single setback, and he kneels on the ball. The Kearney Catholic is going to let the clock run out. The final score will be 91-7. Unless something extremely freaky happens here. And we're down under 15. And it doesn't even look like they're going to come to the line of scrimmage again. They got enough time. And Kearney Catholic will be satisfied with a 91-7 win over Wood River. We knew it was going to be, it had the potential to be ugly, and it really turned out to be that way. But Wood River got some valuable experience. Kearney Catholic got some valuable experience on their reserves. And as the teams meet at midfield to congratulate one another on a fought game, we'll take a break and we'll be back with some post-game activities. The post-game show brought to you by Misco's. Misco's reminds you it's midget football season and they have all the equipment your youngster needs. Misco's Sports in the downtown Kearney Center. We'll be back to talk about the game right after this.